men are hoppers. They lift some 250,000 pounds of New Orleans residential trash onto garbage trucks each week. But since May 5th, a group of hoppers from Metro Services, one of 3 companies collecting residential trash in New Orleans, have called a strike. Why aren't you both working right now?
Because what we're trying to do is get $15 an hour, the proper PPE, hazard pay, and better working conditions. Before a pandemic, after a pandemic, during a pandemic, we should receive hazard pay, but haven't received a raise or anything at all. We needed something to change since we're all essential. Frontline
essential worker.
We already don't have no benefits, so if one of us get the coronavirus, 9 times out of 10 we have to pay for it out of our pocket. Right. It was a must we stand up for ourselves.
Don't get me wrong, I was scared, nervous, having second thought. It was about 30 of us out here striking. Out of 30 of us, 14 still standing. I say situation, situation.
The striking hoppers have been able to drum up a good amount of sympathy in the city. They're selling city waste union face masks and yard signs and started a GoFundMe strike fund, which has received more than $200,000 in donations.
Thank you so much.
They've been showing up around the city at Black Lives Matter protests and organized their own actions, like handing out bags of PPE to the homeless.
We're just trying to make it better out here for the community and the homeless, you know.
I want their voices to be heard. They're asking for $15 an hour. It's not like, they're not asking for much.
Junior Gillette, an NFL player who spoke out against pay discrimination in the league, joined to show his support.
Do you feel some kind of kinship with what they're going through?
The first time I came out here, I wanted to cry because I realized that basically the black man's struggle in America is universal. It doesn't matter if you're talking about the NFL, 7-figure checks, or minimum wage and PPE during a pandemic, you know, for city waste union workers.
Do you see this as a racial fight or do you see it as a labor dispute?
Both. I feel like if they look like you look, their voices will probably get heard. That's how we really feel deep down.
Hoppers have the 5th most dangerous job in the country, deadlier than being a police officer or a fireman. Every single hopper on strike is black, a clear parallel to the 1968 sanitation workers' strike in Memphis, where an almost all-black workforce stopped work to protest the death of 2 colleagues and demand better pay and safer work conditions. Martin Luther King Jr. went to Memphis to show support for the strikers.
I want you to know tonight that we as a people will get to the promised land.
A day later, he was assassinated. The strike eventually failed.
We hold them I'm a man signs because we want them to know we are men. We are men like you, we have kids like you. Somebody needs to know they have some African American men in this world that want to stand up for something.
Do you think about the historical significance, the connection 50 years later with Dr. King and him standing with sanitation workers in Memphis?
Man, I wish he was here now. It's still showing slavery, but instead of being white on black, it's black on black, man. Because it's a black-owned company.
But there might be some people that will question how could this be racially motivated if it is a black-owned company, you know, oppressing you, black men?
That's just a system that was in place. Y'all are African American owners, we are African American men. All we asking for is respect.
Their employer, Metro Services Group, is a majority black business. Their CEO is Jimmy Woods Sr., who runs the business with his brother and started his own career hopping and driving a garbage truck.
This is my brother Glenn,
okay,
who's my partner. We were Creole Osceolas. We call them Mardi Gras Indians.
In your mind, how do you think we got to the point where we are now?
We are one of many waste companies here. Our pay structure is very similar to everyone else's. The way we procure labor is the same. It's an industry norm. So why focus just on Metro?
All they keep saying is how much they want to come back to work. And a lot of that has to do with some things that a lot of people out there agree with. Like, doing a job for $11.19, and it's dangerous.
We support Hoppers' right to unionize. We support living wage ordinance, but you're gonna ask one company to pay $15 an hour, which means I have to raise all of my rates and can't win another contract. When the city decides to rebid these contracts, and the thought of the community is, we want Hoppers to make a minimum of $20 an hour, I'm all for it.
Why not offer some kind of hazard pay bonus?
Hazard pay bonus from where?
That's really the federal government that should bear that burden for hazard pay.
When you employ employees like that through an agency, they don't have the benefits that your full-time workers receive.
I think People Ready, which is a national firm, provide benefits to regular employees. You have to have a certain amount of consistency to qualify for the benefits. So that path is there. And workers' comp is statutory in Louisiana. Everybody's covered with a job. And it's false to say that you didn't have access to PPE. In fact, we had so much PPE that we provided to folks in the medical field.
There was a march on your house. Do you see this as just a labor dispute, or do you see it as something more?
I see it as a broader agenda by someone. I had 500 white people marching on my home with 15 black guys in front of them. 500 to 15. It was like a lynching. I took it very personal.
What is the difference between Metro Services Group and the other agencies that are out there? And you've been singled out.
I don't have the answer. It may be somebody's interest to try to destabilize some of these contracts, start with mine and then move to the next one.
On those days y'all on the strike line, y'all could do different community events, community outreach, whatever y'all dream of wanting to go do out in the community.
City Waste Union says their strike began organically. It was not directed by any outside forces. They are teaming up with other grassroots activists and organizations to figure out next steps and join a parent union.
And within an hour, everybody we talking to will come through there. These people still waiting.
Why do you think garbage men from those other companies haven't joined you yet?
It's hard. I mean, we can't convince another company to do something we don't know about. Like, we went on strike for us. Like, we ain't going on strike for them other companies.
But how long is this sustainable? I mean, how long are you willing to go?
We going to the end. There will be an end. Strategizing, lots of strategizing, going out there on the routes, hitting the streets. We gonna fight until we can't fight no more.
Okay.
At 574 Rosemary Place, there's a can full of bricks. Can't pick it up.
It hurts because they made a big difference to this job. Right now, I'm in the first alley. I ain't got half of the first alley. If I'd have had my guys, I'd be in the full third alley right now.
Do you blame the guys that are striking for what they're doing?
I'm mad with them. Because they stuck us out. They really stuck us out with no warning, no nothing. They didn't tell us nothing. They just did what they had to do. So I understand about the money and what they're doing. I just hope somebody talk to these guys and get them back. We really need them.
You got grown men out here, do with mortgages, do with rents, do with kids, do with car notes. I expect a grown man to live off $10 an hour, $11 an hour. And imagine doing this kind of work for 5 days straight. So that's why you got dudes who's going on strike. That's why they can never keep hoppers. That's why they gotta, employ us through temporary service, because people gonna come and go, because this is inhumane. It's real inhumane, you know what I mean?
With these guys who are on strike, they're fighting for you to get better benefits, more pay, but you're out here doing the job that, they wish they could be doing. Do you feel guilty about that?
But I gotta do what I gotta do. So I gotta do it. If I don't work, I lose. I get put out, I'll be homeless, I'll be under the bridge. So I applaud them for what they're doing, because I'm still reaping the benefits, you know what I'm saying? I wish I could do it, but I can't. Ain't too many other options, and a whole lot of people that's not working. Got it?
What
about the guys that initially went on strike with you, and now they're back to work?
I just learned, who am I to judge?
Yeah.
You can never know what the next person go through unless they tell you. I wanted to feel some type of way. I wanted to. But my heart wouldn't let me because I'm still fighting for them. I'm not here to judge, man. I'm here to help.